Are you tamping down your hopes out of fear that you might be disappointed? It might feel safer to keep your plans in the realm of what you feel sure you can achieve. I know this feeling well. I'm grateful, though, for some experiences that help me dial up my belief of what's possible. Hello, and welcome to the Connect podcast. This show is all about helping you connect to your soul's calling so you can take action on it. Because the sweetest success is a blend of discovering your purpose with the inner drive to bring it to life. I'm Sheila, health coach, lifestyle entrepreneur, and mom of two, best known for my online wellness programs, mentoring, and self-love passion. Listen in for inspiring interviews, solo chats, and Q&A sessions that will move you past overwhelm towards what lights you up. Stop accepting good enough and go for your version of great in your health, business, and relationships. Let's get started. Hi, welcome to this Monday minisode where I share an insight designed to help you live into what lights you up this week. As we're coming into the end of January, I feel my energy building. I really felt December was a time of year where I wanted to really cocoon, get to bed earlier, rest, and not take on more projects, more connection even. I wanted to kind of cocoon with my loves and take the space that I needed to get the rest I needed. I just felt like I needed so much rest. And so here we are now at the end of January, and I feel this building, this rising of energy, this rising of ideas I want to implement, some beautiful things I have coming your way in terms of your wellness, and some other thoughts that I think are really going to land beautifully with you. As I think about this all involves goal setting. And of course, many people do their goal setting at the end of the year. And I sometimes get my mind into that space, but more often than not, I have done my goal setting through the holiday break and then even into the beginning of the year. That's what I did this year. Sometimes goal setting can feel really daunting because you're coming up against your growth edges. You're coming up against what you've been able to achieve so far in your life, and then what you hope to achieve. And those growth edges can be sharp. We can really put ourselves to the test and sometimes allow fear to dampen some of the ideas that we have. So I'm wondering, are you tamping down your hopes out of fear that you might be disappointed? It might feel safer to keep your plans in the realm of what you feel sure you can achieve. And I know this feeling really well. I'm grateful, though, for some experiences that helped me dial up my belief of what's possible. When we dream into what's possible, when we dream into hope, there's this feeling of hope rising in your spirit. What if there was a way to allow your spirit to rise in hope in spite of the circumstances around you? Love is the opposite of fear. And one of my favorite scriptures says that love hopes for all things. It's a biblical scripture, 1 Corinthians 13:7. While those might feel like hollow words to you, perhaps, when you're in the thick of life, they're words on a page, doesn't the urge, though, to hope make everything feel just a little bit lighter? It can even open up your mind to possibilities. So when I come up against some of these sharp growth edges, I'm tempted to dial things back to a safer place where I know that I can achieve everything that I set out to do. Everybody's growth edges are different. And yet what I found is part of the fun of life is actually getting my hopes up. And if you're trying to grow and you're trying to expand in any area of your life, if it's in your wellness, your relationships, your career, some of your creative pursuits, it involves putting yourself into realms that maybe you're not super comfortable in. And that's where the fear might rise. I want to invite you into the thought that you are not the only one who's been in this situation, and others have gone before you into these great unknowns of creating new things in their lives. Think of all the innovators who've gone ahead of us. They designed the phone that you might be listening to this podcast on. They designed the computers. They designed all of the telecommunications systems for us to be able to do everything we're doing. It still baffles me how planes fly in the sky. These were dreams of people and they created something incredible. And this world we live in is filled with wonder. Nature alone, that was created by the great creator force, is incredible. And then humankind, who I believe was created by God as well, went out and designed a whole bunch of cool stuff. And things kept changing and shifting and changing and shifting. And along the way, many things were created out of necessity, but then some things for entertainment, for creativity, for ease of living. These things were designed as well. And people have had to walk through this journey of creating something from nothing, hoping that their idea will work. And man, am I ever glad that these people came before us and did this. The fact that we have light in our homes in the evening and heat in the winter and air conditioning in the summer, ways to make our lives comfortable, it is pretty cool. I'm grateful for these things as I am considering what I'd like to achieve in the year ahead, and knowing that so many other people are going through the same experience of trying to up-level their lives, of wanting to live more deeply into their purpose and using their gifts to their best ability. Something drew you to listen to this episode as well. Perhaps you are thinking about the things to come in the first part of the year and onwards, and you may find yourself in a place of a little bit of fear, not sure what's going to come. And I just want to encourage you, as you are dreaming into what you'd like to achieve, that it's okay to feel that fear. It's okay to wonder if disappointment will come. I think the most important thing is looking at what would happen if you didn't do the thing that is on your heart to do. I think firstly, it is knowing, is this something that truly you want to be doing, or is it something that's being imposed onto you by someone else? Sometimes our goals can be influenced by others and what they're doing. And, oh, that looks really great, so maybe I should be doing it. So first decide, is this really something for you? Is it truly on your heart? And then if you don't do it, how would you feel? I love putting those questions in front of myself when I am making choices about what's next and what I'd like to do. As I do look at that, I then look and see, are there fears blocking what I am trying to attempt? As I do, I need to keep reminding myself, things can turn out better than we expect. I came through part of my life saying, don't get my hopes up too much because then I won't be disappointed. And then I started to look for things that weren't going to work. I started to look for the opposite of really what I wanted to achieve, because it felt like I was preparing my heart so that it would not be too disappointed. I realized that wasn't really serving me. So I started to look at what I really do want to achieve, and knowing, of course, that things don't always work out the way we plan them. And sometimes things can work out even better. I've had that experience as a parent. I'm very grateful for the way my experience as a mom with my kids has been. It's happened in my marriage. It's happened in certain relationships and other connections. It's happened in business. And I've also had many, many disappointments in my life, things that were heartbreaking that if you listen to earlier episodes, you will remember me talking about. And all of us experience heartbreak at times. All of us experience having our hopes dashed. And that's just part of life. In my opinion, we can't let those things keep us from hoping, because hope is such a wonderful feeling that allows us to open our minds to new possibilities. Just imagine when you're around someone who's so hopeful about what they want to experience, about what's to come. It's very contagious in the best way possible. So as you are facing a new week and as you are entering into some new ideas, some new experiences, I want to invite you into the idea that things can turn out better than you expect. And as you think that way, I'm hoping that it will release some of the pressure, it will release some of the fear, that may be holding you back from doing some things that have been on your heart for a while. If you have something on your heart to do, it's there for a reason. And if your heart is in a place of service, and if you're coming from a loving place, that's a wonderful indicator that it's something that you should move forward in. So I'm thinking of you as you're starting out your week and entering into a new one. And I hope that you feel hope for what is possible for you. I'm grateful that you're here. I look forward to sharing our first interview of 2022 on Wednesday. So be watching for that. I'm thrilled to introduce you to another friend in this beautiful space. And I hope that you have an amazing rest of your week, and I will see you next time. Big blessings.
Thank you so much for being here with me on the Connect podcast. If you like this episode, please share it with someone you think would enjoy it. Also, if you head over to iTunes to leave a review, I'd be so grateful. Let us know what your favorite parts were and what you'd like to hear more of. It will help us have a greater impact, elevating many more people to grow and succeed together. See you next time.